mentioned to a few of you before we got started, we'll be using a bolster or a rolled up blanket, or if you don't have those, grab a big book, you can use that. And we're gonna start in Shavasana. So come right down to your mat. Let your hands and feet be out a little wider than your hips and shoulders. Move your hips and shoulders so your back feels long without being stretched out. And make any other adjustments you need so that you can stay in stillness for the next few minutes. Hopefully you got a chance to be outside on this beautiful day and moved around a bit today. We're going to start off our practice with stillness and complete relaxation. Just a chance to notice the rhythm of your breath, however it is in this moment. We're noticing it without trying to change it. Feeling whatever ways your body moves as you breathe in and out. And noticing whatever feeling the air brings with it as it comes in and out. Possibly a feeling of coolness at the back of your throat as you inhale. Warmth at the tip of your nose as you exhale. But whatever you're feeling is absolutely fine. There's no need to feel what I'm describing. More important than that is what's it like to keep your attention on your breath. I'm also going to sometimes move out of poses before I want you guys to, so I'll say, stay where you are. And for now, you can stay where you are for a few more moments. Just notice your breath. Notice the way your body moves, the feeling of air coming in and out as you breathe. Gently, slowly wiggle your fingers and toes. Circle your ankles and wrists. Turn your head from side to side. And gradually expand your movements. Deepen your breath. Eventually, please stretch out or engage in any way that feels just right. Arms overhead, legs together, point your toes, stretch, 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 deep breath in and hold, and let go. So weird not to hear you guys when you do that. I hope it was a nice deep release. Let's take one more together. Deep breath in, hold it, and let go. Nice. Now, making sure you're blanket, bolster, or book are nearby. We'll bend our knees to place our feet right beneath the knees, and we'll lift up our hips, sliding our prop right beneath the pelvis so that the low back is still free to move, but the hips are supported. And from here, we're going to bring both legs up towards us, and you can adjust because there might be a little slide up off it as you bring your knees towards you. And then once you've got your hips in a stable position on the bolster, take your knees out wide, reach your elbows to the insides of your knees, and come into a happy baby pose. You can hold on to the outer edges of your feet if you reach, but for me, holding on to my ankles just above my shins just above my ankles is where I find my happiest baby. So a stretch to my inner thighs, but a nice neutral, comfortable feeling through the low back. Just a few breaths there. However far along the shins or to the feet you can reach, try to have your feet as wide apart as your knees. And take a few more breaths if you can, although anytime if the number of breaths that I'm suggesting just doesn't feel right for you, if there's ever any pain or numbness, there's no need for you to force it. Just come out of the pose early. Your pose should be flexible. I know we focus on us being flexible in yoga, right? And we're working on that. We're we're breathing to try and keep ourselves flowing and flexible. But we want to make our poses flexible so that they really suit where we are in this moment rather than trying to force ourselves into a certain position. We'll now let our left leg stretch straight down to the mat out ahead of us and hug our right knee towards us. As you do that, you might feel your low back curving down towards the floor just above the bolster, and your pelvis tilting towards you, the front of your hips towards your chest, the back of your hips a little further from your shoulders, so that there's a bit of an extension through the front of your left hip and thigh. And you can just let the left leg relax, or if you want to feel that extension a little more, you flex the foot and extend that heel a little further forward and maybe lift the heel just a millimeter off the mat. You're then also welcome to give your knee, your right knee, a couple of rocks back and forth towards you or side to side, anything you need to feel just the right amount, just the right position of stretch through the front of the left hip and thigh. And we'll stay there for just a few more breaths. Stretching the left psoas muscle. Good. Let's bend our left knee once again, and we'll come back into our happy baby, taking our knees out wide, our elbows to the insides of the knees, the hands onto the shins just above the ankles, or if you reach right to the feet, try to have your feet right up above your knees, nice and wide like your knees. Another few breaths, stretching your inner thighs. Gently inverting to feel a different blood flow in the body. A little bit of a relief to the blood pressure in the feet. A little more blood flow in the upper body at this moment. Good, and from there we'll let the right leg lengthen, hug our left knee in towards us, tilt our pelvis towards us, front of hips towards us, back of hips a little further from the shoulders. Right leg could relax, or if you want, flex those toes, extend the heel forward and lift it just a millimeter off the mat. Feel free to move your left knee side to side or forward and back until you feel just the right stretch through the front of your right hip and thigh. Your right psoas muscle getting extended and stretched here. The psoas is the muscle that's responsible for bringing our right knee up towards us if we're sitting a lot or walking on level surfaces all the time. It might get a little shorter The stretch is a great one. You can do it in bed. Just let your leg hang off the end of your bed sometimes and do this one. Or stick a dictionary under your hips. Good. We're going to let go of the left leg. We're going to bend both knees so the feet are flat on the mat again. Lifting our hips, we're going to slide the bolster out from underneath us. We'll wrap our hands around our knees, hug our knees in towards us. Gas releasing pose. Rock gently from side to side. Let's let go of a little hot air out of our mouth too. We'll inhale, exhale with a sigh. Inhale, exhale with an nice. And then turning to your side, lean on your right side. And I'm going to be doing stuff either, sometimes I'm going to be mirroring you, sometimes I'm going to be doing the same side as I say. I try not to pay too much attention to what I do, but what I say. Leaning on your right side, you're going to use your left hand and push yourself to an upright position. And from here, let's move around onto our hands and knees. Please stretch your fingers out near the front end of your mat. Move your knees far enough back that you're lowering your shoulders in line with your arms and torso, creating a long diagonal line from your wrists right up to your hips, and a vertical line from your hips down to your knees for half downward facing dog. So there should be some effort in the upper body to hold this diagonal line. But if ever that turns to pain or numbness, just lower your hips onto your heels instead, rest in child's pose. And then your choice, you can stay in this half downward facing dog, or if you'd like, you can walk your feet a little closer and tuck your toes, lifting your knees, coming into a full, so-called full downward facing dog. And we'll take a few breaths, bending the right knee, letting the left heel reach down towards the earth. And a few breaths bending the left knee, letting right heel reach down towards the earth. And a few breaths, swaying from side to side, bending and straightening knees. Well, let's let our knees touch down. We're going to slide the right foot further back behind us. Your choice, you can just press those toes into the ground and stretch the back of the ankle and foot and calf a little, or you can slide your foot even further back, bringing your hips down towards your left heel, coming into a little bit of a deeper bend for the left knee and hip. And from there, lift your torso to stretch the front of that right hip and thigh, the right psoas muscle again. Kind of like a quarter of a pigeon pose. We're not twisting the knee at all, just getting that stretch on the front of the right hip. And then we're going to step our right foot forward from there, coming into a nice long low lunge. And you're welcome to fold over your mat, place a low prop beneath the shin to support a little more. You're welcome to keep your hands down, bring them up to your thigh, or reach up for the sky. A few breaths, just feeling the stretch on the front of left hip and thigh now. Resting shoulders away from ears, whether you're looking straight ahead or arching back a little. Lengthening through your back body. Nice. Exhale. Hands come down. Knees come together. Half plank pose. Long diagonal line from the knees right up to the shoulders. Inhale there. As you exhale, elbows either side of your ribs. Come right down to the mat. Untuck toes. And we'll start with baby cobra. Inhale, crown of head and heart reaching forward and up. Exhale, come on back down. Keep going that way. Warming up your spine and the erector muscles either side of it with this low, engaged lift. And your choice, you can keep doing baby cobra, or maybe next time you inhale, you slide your elbows forward, bring them beneath your shoulders for sphinx. Now we're not needing to use the erector muscles to lift up, so feel free to give your hips a little wiggle from side to side. Feel your back have a little sway. And stay where you are for another few breaths, or come on up to seal pose if that's where you'd like to be. Elbows lifted without straightening, broad across your collarbones, shoulder blades resting back and down. Reaching forward almost as much as you're reaching up here. Balancing, engaging through the erector muscles and support from the arms. Now, next exhale, let your elbows touch down. Inhale, lengthen right here in Sphinx. Exhale, slide your elbows out to either side. Turn so the left side of your face is resting on or just below your hands. Inhale, exhale with a sigh. Inhale, exhale with a flutter of your lips. Which is technically not a yoga sound necessarily, but a great way to feel into or to encourage release and fluidity in the facial muscles. And one more releasing breath. And bring chin and forehead back to center, hands either side of ribs. Gather your elbows in either side. Let's lift up through our half plank and come on back up to hands and knees. And here we'll slide our left foot back. With the toes tucked, you get a bit of a stretch along the back of the foot and calf. Stay in less of a deep bend of the right knee and hip in this position, so stay there if you'd like. Otherwise, untucking toes on both feet, you can slide that left foot as far back as you can bend into the right knee and right hip. And then once you're there, just lift your torso, stretch the front of that left hip and thigh, and breathe. And then come on up, come forward, step your left foot forward. Make a long enough step forward that your hips get ahead of your right knee and your left knee stays just a little behind your left heel, firmly supported through this left leg while stretching the front of your left hip and thigh. And again, your choice. Fingers stay down on the ground, up on your thigh, or reaching towards the sky. Shoulders rest away from ears either way. Look straight ahead or arch back a little, but lengthen through your back body either way. Notice each thought, emotion, and sensation that arises. Acknowledge them all. Be with every moment, every thought, honor the reality of your experience in this moment, but also keep coming back to your breath. Keep letting go of need to attach or push away. Now, lowering your hands, come back to your plank. Always the option of keeping knees down for half plank. Otherwise, knees up for full plank. We'll exhale down to the mat again. Untuck toes. This time, let's inhale to baby cobra, and we'll pause there for at least one full breath. Then your choice of coming up higher to a full cobra, moving up and down to baby cobra again, coming forward to seal or sphinx again. Wherever you are, broadening across your collarbones, resting shoulder blades down, lengthening as you lift. Possibly closing your eyes to bring your attention inward. Feel the pose in relation to your breath. One more inhale, unless you've reached your edge already. As you exhale, come on down, slide your elbows out to either side. Turn so the right side of your face is on or just below your hands. Give your hips a little sway from side to side. Inhale, exhale with an ah. Inhale, exhale with a flutter of your lips. And then bring your chin and forehead back to center, hands to either side of your ribs. Inhale, up through plank or half plank. Exhale, hips back and up, downward facing dog once again. Walk your feet a little closer to or further from your hands if you'd like, till you find that long diagonal line from wrists right up to hips. Whatever allows you to look from the side, more like a triangle than a push-up shape, more like a pyramid than a push-up. Just a breath or two more. Always the option of doing this with knees down, of course. Next exhale, let your knees bend a little more deeply and then start to walk forward, taking at least a few breaths, slowly coming to the front end of the mat. And once you're there, please lift up halfway. Take a few breaths, stretching the back of your hips and thighs in this halfway forward fold. Always the option to reach out for a wall or a shelf and hold yourself in this position. Come up higher anytime if need be, or bring your belly button a little closer to your thighs, at first without rounding down at all. Possibly from there, chin comes towards chest, forehead towards knees. Inhale, we'll lengthen back up. Try that a couple more times. Exhale, wherever your forward fold is at the moment. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Last one, inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway forward fold. Exhale, Uttanasana, wherever that is for you. Maybe it feels good to nod your head and shoulders, sway them side to side. Maybe it feels good to let that come up the whole length of your spine. Maybe it feels good to have hands down or hold on to either elbow. Definitely though, whatever allows you to lengthen your breath, maybe even create some kind of sound with your breath. Good, hands come down. We'll inhale up to our halfway forward fold. Exhale, back to forward fold. Inhale, arms out and up, come all the way up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale there. Exhale, arms by your sides. Remember, anytime throughout this sequence, you're welcome to find stillness, whether it's in one of our poses, coming back to laying down or sitting down, or just do it more slowly. Take a few breaths through each part of the sequence. We'll inhale and exhale, hands together. Inhale, reach arms up, look up. Exhale, lengthen your upper body, fold forward, look towards your legs. Now as you inhale, step your right foot nice and far back, lower your right knee, look forward and up to stretch the front of right hip and thigh. Hold your breath, step left foot back, find plank or half plank. Exhale, come on down to the mat. Inhale, cobra, sphinx, or seal, whatever back bend works for you. Exhale, hips reach back and up, downward facing dog. Always the option to keep knees down if that's your edge. Inhale, step right foot forward, left knee touches down, look forward, stretch the front of left hip and thigh. Exhale, step your left foot forward, look towards your legs, stretch the back body. Inhale, reach forward, reach all the way up, look up. Exhale, arms by your sides. Inhale, exhale, hands together. Inhale, reach arms up, look up. Exhale, lengthen your upper body, fold forward, look towards your legs. Inhale, left foot nice and far back, left knee down, look forward, stretch. Suspend your breath, plank or half plank. Exhale, come on down. Inhale, back bend of your choice. Exhale, back to downward facing dog of your choice. Inhale, left foot steps forward. Always the option of lowering knees first to step forward if that makes your transition a little more manageable. Exhale, Forward fold at the front end of the mat. Look towards your leg. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, arms by your sides. Good. Let's do 2 more on each side, unless we reach our edge before then. Inhale, exhale, hands together. Inhale, reach arms up, look up. Exhale, lengthen your upper body, fold forward, look towards your legs. Inhale, right foot nice and far back, right knee down, look up. Suspend your breath, plank or half plank. Exhale, come on down. Inhale, back bend of your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog of your choice. Inhale, right foot forward, left knee down, look up. Exhale, forward fold, look towards your legs. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, arms by your sides. Inhale, exhale, hands together. And we'll just stay here for a moment. Notice the rhythm of your breath. Notice the beat of your heart. Remind yourself to stay in stillness if that's your edge. If that's where you can best stay aware and present of your breath. Present and aware of your breath. Inhale, possibly reaching up, looking up. Exhale, folding forward, looking towards your legs. Inhale, left foot nice and far back, left knee down, look forward. Suspend your breath, plank or half plank. Exhale, come on down. Inhale, cobra, sphinx or seal. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot steps forward, right knee down, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, look towards your legs. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, arms by your sides. Last one on each side. Inhale, exhale. Stop anytime before that. If your edge is a stillness meditation at this point. Fold forward as you exhale. Inhale, right knee back, look up. Suspend your breath, plank. Come on down as you exhale. Back bend of your choice, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Inhale, right foot forward, left knee down, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, look towards your legs. Inhale, reach forward, reach all the way up, look up. Exhale, arms by your side. Inhale, exhale, hands together. Inhale, reach arms up, look up. Exhale, fold, look towards your legs. Inhale, left foot back, left knee down, look forward. Suspend your breath, plank or half plank. Exhale, come on down. Inhale, cobra, sphinx or seal. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee down, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, look towards your legs. Inhale, reach forward, reach up, look up. Exhale, arms by your sides. Beautiful. Let's make our way to lay on our back once again with as little extra effort, as little extra movement as you can. Hips and shoulders far enough apart that your back feels long without being stretched out. Hands and feet out wider than the hips and shoulders. Just notice. Is there anywhere you're holding because you suspect this isn't our last Shavasana of the day? And it's not. But can you relax completely, even just for a moment? stretch out. Deep breath in, hold it, and let go. Good. Please bring your knees towards you once again. Wrap your hands around your knees. A couple of breaths rocking from side to side. And then turn to your side again. Or if you'd like, just rock back and forth along a curved spine to come up. Once you're in an upright position, I'm sorry guys, I forgot. We're actually going to do this next part laying on our backs. We're not going to come up until after we do this next part. We're going to bend lift our knees above our hips so that our feet are off the ground and our hands are against our thighs. As we inhale, let's keep our right knee bent, lower the heel down to the ground. Exhale, we'll bring the knee back up to the hand. Inhale, left heel lowers down to the ground. Exhale, left knee comes back up to the hand. Keep going from side to side like that. Each time you bring the knee to the hand, really feeling your core engaged to push them together. You stop anytime. For a little more effort, you straighten your leg each time you lower it towards the ground. And if you haven't reached your edge yet, do 3 more on each side. Good. Now, next time you lower your right heel, feel free to keep the knee bent or straighten the leg, but just hover the leg above the ground if you're straightening it. We'll reach our arms straight up above our shoulders. And as we exhale, we're going to reach our arms to the left of our left knee, as though we're reaching to a shelf that for our water bottle that's just a little out of our reach. We're going to hold that for 3 breaths. Nice. Inhale, shoulders, neck, and head down. Exhale, hands back to the knees. And again, you're welcome to keep the legs bent as you move from position to position. Or this time, if you'd like, you're welcome to try that more challenging version. Straighten the leg, bring the knee back up, lower down the other leg, straight, bring it back up. Again, about 8 times on each side. 5 more on each side, unless you reach your edge before that. Good. Next time you straighten your left leg, or next time you lower the left heel onto the ground, either or, you're going to reach the arms up. Exhale, reach that left shoulder off the mat, arms just a little to the right of the right knee. Hold it for 3, 2, 1 more breath. Inhale, shoulders, neck, and head down. Exhale, hug your knees towards you, gently rock from side to side. Inhale, exhale with a sigh. Inhale, exhale with an ah. Good. Touch your feet down, hip width apart now. Place your hands either side of your hips. Tuck your chin in towards your chest, but then push the back of your head against the mat. As you inhale, push with your feet to start peeling your hips. Maybe your low back, maybe your middle back off the mat. Exhale. Lower whatever amount of the spine you lifted back down. And then keep going. Just noticed I'm out of the screen there. Either continuing to move with the rhythm of your breath, or the next time you lift, holding it. Your choice of keeping your arms as they are, or tucking your shoulders underneath, interlacing your fingers behind you. Reaching your knees towards the front, your chest towards your chin, and your belly button towards the sky. But see if you can do all of that without clenching your buttocks. See if you can balance engaging the fronts of your thighs with a little bit of engagement on the backs of the legs, but lots of length, space through the glutes and low back. Good. Letting hands come back to either side. We'll inhale here, exhale. Lower down little by little. Hugging knees in towards us. We'll gently rock from side to side again. Inhale, exhale with a sigh. Inhale, exhale with an ah. And then feel free to turn to your side like we did earlier to come up, or rock back and forth a few times, gradually making your way up to sitting. And then from there, up to a forward fold, a halfway forward fold. We'll inhale here. And as we exhale, we're going to touch our fingertips down and step our right foot back, this time keeping the right knee off the ground. As we inhale, let's deepen into the bend in the left knee, stretching chin away from chest, stretching the front of that right hip and thigh. Exhale, we'll reach our hips back and up and bow towards our left leg to stretch the back of left leg. Inhale, stretch the front of right hip and thigh, chin away from chest. Exhale, hips reach back and up, lengthen left leg, bow towards it. One more time like that. And this next time, as you bend your left knee, let your right foot step about a third of the way forward until you can lengthen your left leg and root down through your right foot at the same time. Parsvottanasana, head to knee pose. The idea here is that we're stretching the back of the left leg, so there's no need to touch the ground. More so, find a position where you can have that left leg in a fairly straight alignment. Always welcome to reach for a wall or a shelf to hold on to there. I've got a chair out ahead of me here. I was trying to demonstrate that. Yeah, belly button possibly leading the way, rounding down if that feels good. Hands can stay down or reach behind, fingers interlaced to stretch the shoulders. Just take a look at your right foot, make sure it's still firmly rooted down. Nice. Exhale, let's let our hands come down, bend the left knee. Inhale, we'll step our right foot forward, lifting up halfway. Exhale, fold, step your left foot back. Keep the knee lifted this time if you can. Inhale, bending deeper into the right knee, stretch chin away from chest, front of left hip stretches. Exhale, hips back and up, lengthen right leg, stretch the back of it. Two more like that. Inhale, deepen the lunge. Exhale, lengthen right leg, bow towards it. Inhale, chin away from chest. Exhale, forehead towards your knee. Next time your right knee bends, step your left foot about a third of the way forward and find wherever you need to balance to lengthen that right leg and bring your belly button towards the thigh. This doesn't have to be a very deep forward fold at all for you to feel, for some people to feel the stretch, right? So you could have your hands up on the wall and you're not even folded at a halfway alignment and getting a nice deep stretch to the back of the right hip and thigh. So wherever it works for you. Stay where you are or bring your hands to wherever you'd like for another few breaths. Beautiful. Nice use of the interlaced fingers there. And then let's let our right knee bend a little more deeply. Inhale, we'll step our left foot forward, lengthen up halfway. Exhale, fold forward from there. And as we inhale, we're gonna reach out and reach up, come all the way to an upright position. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale here, exhale, arms by your sides. All right, take a long step with our left foot, or whichever foot allows you to face towards your screen. You can have your right toes pointing straight and your left toes turning in a little bit. We'll lift our arms level with our shoulders, come into triangle, reaching forward and down wherever we can manage to feel that length on both sides of our torso. to feel that our left shoulder and arm are staying in the same plane as our right shoulder and arm, touching an imaginary wall behind us with both. Come out anytime. Take another few breaths, maybe closing eyes to feel the pose from within in relation to how your breath is moving. Right. And we'll inhale up to center. And as we exhale, we'll let our feet turn parallel. Let our hands come down to our hips. Inhale, lengthen the upper body. Exhale, fold forward at your waist. Hands can stay on bent knees or reach down towards the ground. And I'm going to encourage us to sway a little. So that might just be the neck and head. Might be the whole torso with the knees bending a little as you move from side to side. Let your whole torso act like an elephant's trunk splashing around in some water. And if that's feeling great so far, you're welcome to explore deepening the bend in the knees until you lower your hips right down towards your right heel and stretch your left leg out to the side. Some people need the hands down to balance here, like me. Some other people are going to feel comfortable with the hand up. For some people, it's going to be way too deep of a bend in the right knee, so you'll just stay in your wide forward fold instead. I'll be doing this in a flow sequence in a moment, and you're welcome to just stay in your wide forward fold instead. Next inhale, let's come on up. Exhale, just let go into that forward fold for a breath. Inhale, lengthen, and come all the way up with that length. Come into Trikonasana on the other side. Left toes pointing forward, right toes turning in just a little, arms level with the shoulders. Exhale, over to the left. Rather than leaning the weight of your upper body on that left hand, try to reach your right arm and shoulder in towards an imaginary wall behind you. Lengthen your left side just as much as your right side is stretching. And then look down at your left foot, bend your left knee a little, come on up to center. Inhale, length, exhale, fold. And move a little, whatever way feels right for you. Feel free to just stay in your wide forward fold, or feel free to lower towards your left heel, stretching your right leg straight out to the side here. And then come on up to center and exhale, fold. Inhale, let's lengthen, come all the way up. And we'll step our left foot all the way towards our right. We'll put together everything we've been doing so far into our final sequence here. So again, feel free to stay in stillness if that's where you're best aware of your breath. Feel free to take more breaths in any of the poses as we move, if that's where your edge is. Inhale, we'll reach arms out and up. Shoulders rest down as we exhale, crescent curve towards the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, crescent curve to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, long step to the left. Let your toes point away from each other. Bend your elbows, bend your knees, goddess pose. As you inhale, straighten your arms and legs, stretch in 5 directions. Exhale, triangle towards the right side. We'll take an inhale there, stretching both sides of the torso. On this next exhale, let your left hand come down and move your left foot forward and to the left a little bit until you're in head to knee pose with both feet rooting down. Remember, this can be with your upper body nice and high if that's where you need to be. Next inhale, we're going to slide that left foot further back and lower the left knee and come on up into a low lunge, stretching the front of left hip and thigh. Exhale, fingertips touch down. Your choice. You can just pivot on your feet into your wide forward fold, or you can lower your hips to that right heel and stretch the left leg out to the side. We'll inhale up through our wide forward fold. As we exhale, lower hips down to that left heel, stretching right leg. And then let's pivot from there on our left foot, right knee touching down. We're doing a lunge facing the opposite side of the room now. Exhale, fingertips touch down. Right foot steps about a third of the way towards the left, head to knee pose. Take a full breath there. And next time you inhale, reach your right arm up towards the sky. And exhale right there, stretching both sides of your torso. As you inhale, come on up to center. Exhale, feet turn away from each other. And we're going to lower our hips for goddess pose and just stay here for a couple of moments. So make whatever adjustment you need to the width and angle of your feet. So your knees point in the same direction as your feet. Your upper body is vertical. Come out anytime or take 3 more breaths, letting knees and elbows reach a millimeter wider. Hips and shoulders a millimeter deeper. Breath a milliliter lighter. Good. Inhale, we'll stretch in 5 directions. Exhale, back to goddess pose. As we inhale, step all the way back to the right, reaching up again. Exhale, crescent curve to the left. Inhale through the center. Exhale to the right. And let's inhale up. And as we exhale, hands to heart center, face towards the front of the room once again. Inhale and exhale. Arms come down. Just notice the rhythm of your breath. Notice the beat of your heart. Inhaling, reach your arms out and up. Look up. As you exhale, fold. Look towards your legs. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Take your choice of just walking straight back to downward facing dog or coming through a vinyasa sequence if you'd like. And take a couple of breaths. Letting one last long diagonal line from wrists right up to hips. Settle into stillness without locking into position. After you sway a little from side to side and bend and straighten the knees a few times, let your heels reach towards the mat, but keep a little bend in the knees. And then as you exhale, let your knees touch down. Untuck your toes. Let hips settle back onto heels. Keeping your arms stretched out in front of you for this one. Wiggle your elbows a little closer together till you feel your biceps near your ears. And then please bend your elbows so your thumbs touch the back of your neck. And possibly you'll have room to wiggle your elbows a touch further forward, touch closer together to stretch through the triceps, the back of the upper arms. Inhale, exhale with a sigh. Inhale, exhale with an ah. Good. Let your hands come down. And slowly walk your hands towards you, just taking at least 3 breaths to roll your way up to a kneeling, or if that's not working for you, a half standing position. If you're able to kneel, just feeling the neutral curve of your spine in that position for a couple of breaths. If you're in a half standing, feeling your neutral curve there. And then let's bring our hips off our heels, move our feet off to the side. Let our legs stretch out in front of us as we sit. Knees as bent as you'd like. Pelvis tilting forward, so feel free to lift your sits bones, slide your blanket underneath the backs of your hips. Maybe just fold it over a couple of times to give it a little bit of height. You can also just lift the hips and tilt the pelvis forward that way. When you found a nice right angle between the legs and the torso, Please flex your feet towards your knees. Reach your arms up as you inhale. And as you exhale, fold at your waist, touching your hands down wherever they reach without rounding your back. And then your choice. You can keep bringing belly button towards the thighs without rounding down, pausing wherever you reach your edge, or maybe it feels good to bring chin towards chest, forehead towards the knees. Knees can be bent, but flexing the feet creates that stretch through the back of the legs. And for these first few breaths, we'll pull ourselves towards the legs with our arms. Whether they're holding on to the legs or the mat, we can pull ourselves towards the legs. And then let's keep holding wherever we're holding, but let go of any attempt to pull ourselves deeper. We'll just stay where we are and let breath come and go. Again, notice the way you move with each inhale and exhale, the expansion and retraction of your torso with each breath. The feeling of air coming in and out. And what's it like to keep your attention on that? And then please reach forward, reach up. Exhale, let your hands come down. Bend your knees so your feet are flat on the mat, hip width apart, and point your fingers back behind you. So outwardly rotating so the shoulders reach towards each other on the back. And then you can just arch and round a few times without lifting the hips at all if you'd like. Or you're welcome to lift your hips for a little bit more stretch through the fronts of the shoulders, top of the chest. Your choice of keeping chin tucked in or looking up or even back. One more breath, expanding the front of the chest. Exhale, let's let our hips come down. Stretch our legs out in front of us. Place the backs of our hands on the mat either side of our hips. Just sit in Dandasana, staff pose. As upright as possible, feeling a stretch through the backs of the wrists. And then move any props out of the way. Move forward so you gather up whatever you need to be warm as well as you come down onto your back. Keep whatever props you'd like for twisting nearby. And come on down to the mat. Once again, rocking back and forth if you'd like, or turning to your side and using your arms. Slowly lower down. Once on your back, please lift each hip and slide your wrists underneath your hips for Matsyasana fish pose. Tuck your elbows in as close as you can so your shoulder blades are reaching towards each other on the back. Your arms should be fairly straight, your fingers about as far away from your shoulders as you can reach them. Palms facing the ground, thumbs touching each other. And then you're welcome to just stay like that. You're already arching the back like this. Or you could bend your elbows to lift your shoulders, neck, and head, and then let your head hang back and down. Look behind you. Looking along the floor behind you. Stretching chin away from chest. Stay where you are for another few breaths or till you've reached your edge. You're stimulating your thyroid and thymus glands in this position, boosting your immune system and your metabolism. As you're ready, lower your shoulders back to the mat, tuck your chin in towards your chest, and just take a couple of breaths in stillness before you do anything else. And as you're ready, prepare for your twist. Knees bent, arms in line with your shoulders. Inhale at center, and as you exhale, lower your knees to your right, bringing whatever props you'd like beneath or between your knees so that your left shoulder can still stay touching down, even as you release completely into this twist. I'm a little too close to my couch, so I need to move over a little. Make sure to give yourself the room to find this twist and really be able to breathe into it. You might feel the movement of your body with each breath that much more noticeably in a twist. Let that movement help you find just the right depth and positioning for your twist. And then bring your left leg away from your right leg until you feel the right leg pulled back up to center by that stretch between your legs. And as you exhale, lower your knees over to the left side, bringing whatever you need to into place there to release into your twist on that side. And you're welcome to look towards the left, look straight up, or turn to the right, wherever your twist feels just right. Gently, slowly, please bring your right leg away from your left till you feel the stretch between your legs gradually bringing you back to center. And once you're there, hold on to each knee with each hand. And for a few breaths, circle your knees in opposite directions. Inhale, knees wide and away from the shoulders. Exhale, knees together and back in towards your chest. And after doing a few circles that way, do a few circles in the other. Knees together and then out wide as you inhale. And then back to the shoulders and in towards the center of the chest as you exhale. Notice the way your pelvis and low back respond to the positioning of your legs this way. And feel free to also explore giving your knees a gentle rock back and forth anywhere in that range of motion that feels just great for you. Let your spine rock back and forth within the musculature of your spine to give yourself a massage from within. One last time. Inhale, exhale with a sigh. Inhale, exhale with an ah. Then, as you're ready, start to prepare for Shavasana. Gather whatever layers or props you need. You're welcome to place a bolster beneath your knees or your rolled up blanket beneath your knees. Not sure how a dictionary would work beneath your knees, but feel free to experiment. And once again, position yourself so that you'll be able to stay in stillness for the next few minutes. Hips and shoulders, hands and feet, arms and legs. And feel free to completely ignore the sound of my voice if you're well on your way to relaxing consciously. Otherwise, you're welcome to use this checklist as a way to stay present as you relax deeply. Noticing the movement of your abdomen, ribs, and chest, or whatever you feel moving with each breath. The feeling of air as it comes in and out. Say to yourself, I'm relaxing my torso. My torso is relaxed. I'm relaxing my hips and shoulders. My hips and shoulders are relaxed. I'm relaxing my neck and face. I'm relaxing my arms and legs. I'm relaxing my heart and mind. I'm completely, deeply relaxed. Om Bhurбhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodhayato. Gently, slowly, please start wiggling your fingers and toes, circling your ankles and wrists. Gradually stretching out, engaging in any way that feels just right. Turning your head from side to side. Eventually, take a deep breath in, stretch, 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 and let go. Take your time turning to one side or the other. Gradually make your way to a sitting position. Bringing whatever props you need beneath your hips so your pelvis is tilting forward, your knees are about level to or lower than your hips. Thank you so much for participating in this first Zoom practice for me. Between now and the next time you practice on your mat, whether it's in this format or some other, please bring your attention to your breath frequently, regularly, to give yourself a moment of that be here now experience. A moment of manifesting whatever your intentions for your yoga practice are in that simple act of mindfulness. Between now and that next practice, namaste.
Thank you, Patrice.
Thank you, Patrice.
Thank you, Patrice.
Thank you.
That was
Thank
great.
you, Patrice.
Thanks,
Much
everyone.
Thanks, Patrice. Namaste.
Bye.
Thank you, Patrice.
See you soon, I hope.
Thanks, Patrice.
Thank you.